Live for the second time today. I want to apologize to Chirping Homestead. Apparently, YouTube was not letting the comments go through. So I went and I double checked, not muted, of course. Why would I mute one of my biggest fans? That's a silly thing. I would never do that. But I also went through, guy, anybody want to buy a gray hair? Do you need some? I just pulled 2 out. I unmuted everyone who was muted on my channel. So if you guys know any troublemakers that want to come back and put in their stupid jokes, they're welcome. I want to explain something here to you. To YouTube creators, if you are a YouTube creator, welcome to my channel. Nobody in here, but that's okay. I'll just talk to myself for a while. I've been noticing my watch time hours grow for the last year, which is when I started taking my channel seriously again, was last, oh gosh, December or January. I was monetized years ago. Back when we lived in California, we had our campground. I had a video on here of Abba Zaba giving birth, actually. If you want to go check it out, you can. And it was my first demonetized video because it was a little too graphic for most YouTube viewers, which is fine with me. But then YouTube did a thing where they made it much, much, much more difficult to be monetized. Now, my understanding is YouTube still runs commercials on videos. In fact, I watched one of my videos once and there was an intro and an outro commercial. And I was shocked. So YouTube is still getting a ton of money from me, not a ton, but they're still getting money from me, but I'm not able to tap into that income stream. So I have been working so hard for the last 12 months to get my numbers up so that I could be monetized again because I can't work anymore. I don't have the health to work. My tumor situation seems to be mitigated, but I still don't have any energy. And now I don't have an endocrine system, so I still don't have any energy. I'm not here to complain. I'm just here to explain, okay? I'm not the royal family. I will explain. Okay. So I've been noticing that my watch time hours, thank you very much for that, I appreciate it, are around between 550 and 600 watch hours per. Hey, Paulo, hello, hi. Around 5 to 600 watch hours per month. And I only need 3,000 to be monetized. So I should be monetized by now. But I found out today, I had a very nice conversation with a human being at Google or YouTube. Short videos don't count toward my watch time hours, which is where 95 to 99% of my views come from my shorts videos. I determine every day to try and upload between 9 and 13 or 14 short videos per day. None of those views count towards my monetization. They count toward it, but I have to get 3 million shorts views to get monetized. It's crazy. KYNCYY. Hello. I can't figure that out, whatever that is. Sorry. Whatever that symbol is, I'm not familiar with it. But hi. Thank you for commenting. So I found out today that by putting a bunch of short videos up, I think I only have something like 345,000 short video views. I've been shooting myself in the foot. Muna, hello. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is, but more power to you. Type that 1,000 times. I appreciate all the attention I can get. Thank you to the 3 of you who gave me a thumbs up. That was really cool. So I'm going to be focusing on more long form videos because I just realized that I have been actually ruining my chances of becoming monetized by posting a bunch of short videos. They do get views, they do get likes, they do get shares, but I'm getting 500 to 600 hours of views per month, and I'm only getting credit for about 30 hours per month. So that hurts me. That hurts me bad. So I'm going to be shifting gears here in the new year. Somebody earlier in my life asked me, Muna, I'm 63 years old. Someone asked me earlier if I, was excited for 2026, and I wasn't. I mean, not that I'm not excited. It's just not a deal. Like tonight's New Year's Eve, I will seriously most likely be in bed by 9 o'clock. I don't think I'm going to be up all night, and I won't know it's midnight, except that most likely someone will set off fireworks, firecrackers, or shoot some guns near us, and the dogs will freak out and we will wake up. Hi, Zahid. Hello. Hello, three bros and a joke. Hey, I'm going to tell a joke. Let me read you guys my first joke here today. You guys will know who this is by, too. Hey, Karen. Thank you for saying hi. Hi, Pradeep. Thank you. Muna, I do not speak Arabic. I'm sorry, I don't. I hope you are able to understand English. I don't know. I don't know any Arabic at all. I I used to speak Spanish, and I was learning French. I don't speak either anymore. I speak poquito español, un poquito. You speak English good. Awesome. I apologize. I do not know any Arabic. Every now and then somebody says an Arabic word and I forget it almost immediately. My brain just doesn't connect. I'm too old to learn that new trick. Okay, here's a Jay Leno joke. You guys know Jay Leno. Oh, and this is from the Little Giant Encyclopedia of One-Liners. I've been reading this book on my live streams for the last few weeks, I think. A joke every now and then, or a whole bunch of jokes. Jay Leno said, I bought a tube of crazy glue and the label fell off. That's a joke. I like that. Okay, and let's see. Sorry, didn't mean to hit that. Now, this is a Henny Youngman joke. Henny, Henny, Youngman. He's a comedian who has been gone for decades. He tells a joke here, and you won't understand it unless you understand the backstory. Ella Fitzgerald, beautiful voice, amazing singer. She sang a song called Bill Bailey, Won't You Please Come Home? I think that's what it was called. I was looking it up on my computer a few minutes ago, and I was going to be able to access an article and read it. And I could not read it because my computer was down to 4% and it was refusing to have a conversation with me. Apparently, we are separated. So it's over there getting charged, having an attitude adjustment, and I'm over here trying to remember what the article that I was trying to read actually said. But Ella Fitzgerald sang this song called Bill Bailey, Won't You Please Come Home? So Henny Youngman told this joke. And I'm going to guess it was in the 30s or 40s that this was a thing. Henny Youngman said, I just heard from Bill Bailey. He's not coming home. That joke was funny when this was like a #1 song in the country or close to a #1 song in the country. You ought to look up Ella Fitzgerald. She had an amazing voice. Okay, what else do we have? The latest invention I've heard about is a toothpaste with built-in food particles for people who can't eat between every brushing. Henny Youngman. I don't know what that is. Karen, Ella Fitzgerald's voice is amazing. She really belted out amazing, amazing lyrics. She's an amazing singer. I don't know if she was a songwriter, but she was definitely a singer. Being a female singer back then, they didn't get a lot of respect in the contract negotiations unless she had a strong manager, agent, or husband who was by her side. And being a black female singer, I imagine she may have had even less respect in that area. So hopefully she was treated well. She definitely had an amazing voice. Stephen Wright, that guy's a nutball, right? I like to skate on the other side of the ice. I get it. I get it. I get it. Okay, Luther Burbank across a potato with a sponge. He got something that tastes awful, but it holds a lot of gravy. That was by Doodles Weaver. I don't know who Doodles Weaver is. They want me to ask you, with or without lyrics, do you prefer instrumentals or do you prefer songs with lyrics? That's what YouTube wanted me to ask you guys. Do you prefer instrumentals or songs with lyrics? I prefer instrumentals if I'm doing something. I do write songs, and I write songs with lyrics. So as far as being published, I prefer songs with lyrics because I don't write music. Okay. I invented a square bathtub which cannot leave a ring. Oh my goodness. Songs with lyrics, probably. Yeah. Yeah. Most people, I think, like the lyrics, and I do enjoy them. But if I'm just doing things around the house, I prefer either no music or just instrumental. Like I like big band, swing music, stuff like that. Jazz music, just not so much the lyrics, and I don't really know why. George Goebel said, I had this great idea to make the Great Wall of China into a handball court. Okay. Two kangaroos are talking to each other. One says, gee, I hope it doesn't rain today. I just hate it when the children play inside. That was Henny Youngman. George Burns said, I'm an expert on Chinese food. When I eat it, I only use one chopstick. I'm going to cough, so I'm going to turn this off for a moment. I apologize, but I'm eating popcorn. You can't tell. I don't have anything to drink. My throat's a little dry. Hope you guys didn't hear that. I always buy suits that are too small for me. Then when they don't fit, I don't feel obligated to go on a diet. That one's not attributed to anybody. The next few are not attributed jokes. And what is the chapter we're in? We're in a few crazy thoughts. I wore a turtleneck sweater once. When I lay on my back, I found out I couldn't roll over. I wore a turtleneck sweater once. When I lay on my back, I found out I couldn't roll over. I went to a paint store once that had handicapped parking spaces for people who were colorblind. Oh my goodness. Okay, Robert Orban says, I still say if God had meant us to eat peanut butter, he would have given us Teflon gums. It's been a long time since I've eaten peanut butter, but I can understand that one. Good job. You didn't hear me cough. That's awesome. I have that little button on the back of my microphone. I came across a tribe of cannibals who'd been converted by Roman Catholic missionaries. Now on Friday, they only eat fishermen. By Max Kaufman. I don't know, Max. I don't know. Don't know about that. Joey Bishop said, today you can go to a gas station and find the cash register open and the toilet's locked. Yeah, but who wants to use a gas station toilet? It has to be an extreme emergency for me to use a gas station toilet. You know what creeps me out the most? I'm always afraid there's a camera in the bathroom. I don't want to be an internet star if I'm not getting the credit for it. Oh gosh. Hey, KWR. You need to go? I'm sorry. I didn't see you in here earlier. All right. I go to a very inexpensive doctor. He's an externist. I don't get that joke. I get that it's not an internist, but it's an externist, very inexpensive. I don't get that joke. I know a guy who says he's going to be an atheist all his life, God willing. Karen, thank you. I'm not the only one. That was a weird one. This world is so unfair. Otherwise, why do rich people have all the money? Get a job. Okay, get 5 jobs like me most of my life. My friend's fear of flying eventually killed him. At the airport, an insurance vending machine fell on him. You used to be able to buy insurance at the airport, and it was in a vending machine. And I think I bought insurance once that way when I was flying from Los Angeles, California to London, Heathrow. I think I only paid $1 for the insurance. It was in a vending machine. That's funny. A friend of mine became a podiatrist. When he was going to medical school, he didn't want to buy the whole skeleton. Guess feet are cheap. My mother always wanted a dishwasher, but we couldn't afford it. Dad bought her a bunch of paper plates with an eraser. It's very kind of him. Okay, silly things to ponder. What's right is what's left if you do everything else wrong. Robin Williams. Brilliant comedic mind. Oh my goodness. Rest in peace. What do you send a sick florist? That was by Henny Youngman. Oh my gosh. Chocolate. Chocolate. Has any turtle ever outlived the shaker of turtle food? Jerry Seinfeld asked that. Apparently, turtles don't eat a lot and they have big old things of food. I don't know. I guess that's funny if you know turtles. John Mendoza asks, do you ever wonder if illiterate people get the full effect of alphabet soup? Okay, I hope this one doesn't get me banned. Stephen Wright, his humor was way on the edge. I don't think I can say it. If you if you at mimes, should you use a silencer? I hate that I have to be that way. I would like to just say the word, but I can't. I'm afraid I'll get kicked off. Hello, Rachel. Okay. Stephen Wright also said, I'll have to pre-read this one a little bit. How come it's a penny for your thoughts, but you have to put in your 2 cents worth? Somebody's making a penny. Dave Edison said, I'm desperately trying to figure out why kamikaze pilots wear helmets. I think I remember that joke. I think I remember that joke back in the day. I probably saw it on one of those late night TV shows. Yes, that's the word, Karen. The word started with an SH and it ended with OOT. At a mime. At a mime, should I use a silencer? I watch a lot of true crime, so that's kind of a funny joke and kind of not. Thank you to the 11 who gave me a thumbs up. I appreciate that. How come when you mix flour and water together, you get glue? And when you add eggs and sugar, you get a cake. Where does the glue go? Rita Rudner. She was very funny. Steve Bluestein or Bluestein. Did you ever notice when you blow in a dog's face, he gets mad at you, but when you take him in a car, he sticks his head out the window? Happy New Year's. Thank you. Yes. This is a question for the times, you guys. What's another word for thesaurus? What's another word for thesaurus? They knew what they were doing when they invented that word. That is hilarious. What time is checkout time in a Roach motel? Why don't fish have to wait an hour after they eat to go swimming again? Oh my gosh. What I want to know is when Noah had the 2 flies on the ark, why didn't he swat them? Okay, YouTube wants me to ask, what are your favorite ways to relax? I guess YouTube also asked me, what's my favorite way to relax? I take a nap. I'm serious when I relax. I take a nap. That's for real. If the law of gravity is ever repealed, which way would we all fall? Hmm. Painting or playing or going outside is what Karen said to relax. Yeah, we would go up, wouldn't we? I think we'd bump into each other. I mean, if we got plenty of people who have been into outer space can tell you what happens when you don't have gravity. If love makes the world go round, why can't I save a few bucks and get it to run my car? If the number 8 decided to grow long hair and wear an earring, would it then become an odd number? Hmm. When you get right down to it, don't you always find something in the last place you looked for it? Duh. Right? Duh. If you put a coffee table in your bedroom, would it keep you up at night? That's funny. We all know what it feels like when your foot falls asleep, but does anyone know what it feels like to be asleep and have your foot wake up? Yes, that's called restless leg syndrome. Yes, some of us know. If God gets amnesia, does that make him an atheist? Thankfully, we don't have to worry about that, do we, children? I am at the end of the book. I haven't read all the jokes, but I just happened to start pretty far back. So the index is here. Let me see if I can find something. Oh, guy, there are a lot of Milton Berle jokes. That guy was hilarious. My goodness. Oh, guy. Big Eaters, 97 through 99. We'll see what's going on in the Big Eater Club. 97. Big Eaters. Okay, hang on here, kids. This is by Phyllis Diller. She called her husband Fang, like what a viper has in its mouth. Fang says he eats a lot to settle his nerves. I said, have you seen where they're settling? Toady Fields. My favorite meal is breakfast, lunch, dinner, and in between. Yeah, I can relate. My wife is so big that every time she gets into a cab, the driver rushes her to the hospital. Dave Barry. Dave Barry. He was a funny guy. I don't know where Dave Barry is these days. Is he still around? I don't even know if he's still alive. I won't tell you how much I weigh, but don't get in an elevator with me unless you're going down. Jack Leonard. Oh my goodness. Joan Rivers. Okay, I'm not going to say this one because people will get upset. It's it's a little bit racial. It's not a racist joke, but it's a little bit too racial for United States in 2025, 2026. So we'll come back to it another time when people can relax and have a good time joking. This guy eats all the time. He had 2 teeth pulled last week. They weren't decaying, just exhausted. This guy has such an appetite, he can eat an entire cake by himself while it's baking. They say this guy eats like a bird. That means when he gets hungry enough, he'll swoop down and scoop up an entire baby goat. Oh my gosh, I got to circle that one. I got to circle that one. That one needs to be remembered. That's hilarious. And I raise goats. Oh my gosh. This one deserves to be said again. They say this guy eats like a bird. That means when he gets hungry enough, he'll swoop down and scoop up an entire baby goat. I like that one. This guy reminds you of a chipmunk, except instead of storing food up for the winter, he stores food up for lunch. Okay. This guy has the appetite of a shark that is going on Weight Watchers tomorrow. Okay. What an appetite. This guy will eat anything that's standing still. He'll eat anything that's moving too, only it takes him longer. Phyllis Diller says, if it weren't for my Adam's apple, I'd have no shape at all. She was very thin. This is the skinnies. This chapter's called Skinnies. Irma Bombeck. There was a time when I had a 23-inch waist. I was 10 years old. My measurements were 23, 23, 23. That's funny. Jackie Gleason, I ate more than you for breakfast. He was a big man. Fred Allen. This man was so skinny, he was a waste of skin. I don't know. I don't think I get that one. Oh gosh. This girl was so skinny, she once got a tattoo and it had to be continued on a friend. My wife is so skinny that when she wears a fur coat, she looks like a pipe cleaner. Okay. I'll give you an idea of how skinny this girl is. She can put her slacks on over her head. My girl is so skinny that when she wears a ring, it can easily slip off her finger in either direction. Oh, it's 5 o'clock. Hi, Shasha. Come here, Bean. My dog that never walks over to me when I call her just walked over to me when I called her. Hi, sweet girl. She's more like a cat. I call her a cat. Yeah, we have 2 dogs and a cat, but the one that's a cat is actually a 75-pound dog who just has better things to do than come over to me when I call her. Hey, sweet girl. Got eye boogers. Yes, you do. Her ears are stinky. I need to put alcohol in them. I have an ear wash. The veterinarian gave me a recipe for ear wash. It's 75% alcohol, 25% vinegar, and it keeps her ears from getting a yeast infection in them. Okay, let's see. This girl is so skinny, she wore a strapless gown once, and I don't know what held it up or why. This girl is so skinny that she's the only one in her family with a fur coat. She made it herself, skinned a caterpillar. This girl is so skinny that she once wore a green dress and everyone wanted to know if she was poisonous. I'm very thin. I'm very thin. I used to be very skinny. I'm very thin now. My girl is so skinny that for a masquerade party, she put on a fur hat and fuzzy slippers and went as a Q-tip. Bodybuilders. This kid has muscles everywhere. He can bench press 250 pounds with his eyebrows. That was by Bob Hope. Ooh, it looks like we have snow on the way. I just got a weather alert on my phone. I don't mind snow, but it is awfully cold when it's snowing. Bob Hope also said, this guy has muscles in places where I don't even have places. Okay, Bob. Unattributed. This is one big guy. He has a ship tattooed on his chest. Actual size. School kids nowadays are taking steroids to grow muscles. They enter their freshman year as a nerd and graduate as a Neanderthal. Yeah. Is that guy big and strong or what? I've seen John Deere tractors that weren't built this well. Look at the size of this guy. I've heard a lot of sonic booms, but this is the first time I've ever met one. Oh my goodness. Look at the size of this boy. And this is just the basic model. All of his real muscles he left packed in his gym bag. I don't know what that means. My gym teacher said I could be a real muscle man if I wanted to be. He said I have the head for it. Oh, you're not very smart, in other words. Okay. I tried to go to a gym to build up my physique, but it was too much work. So I just gave my instructor the money and asked him to walk me home at night. Uh, oh, because you're afraid? Okay. Okay. Whatever. All right, you guys. I think I'm done with the jokes. I think I'm done with the jokes. I don't know what else to talk about now. We've got two people in here. Happy New Year. Are you okay? I don't recognize that font. I'm thinking you are Eastern Europe, is what I'm thinking, that font, but I'm not positive. Is there even an Eastern Europe anymore? All right, you guys, I'm going to cut this live off. We've been here for 31 minutes, moving in on 32, and I've got to finish my popcorn, go brew myself another cup of decaffeinated coffee, and relax. Happy New Year. God bless you all. I'll see you in the next one.